Alright. Touch shingle. The shingle's design was a simple one of a unicorn's head in half profile, painted with average ability on a dark oak backing. As I pressed my fingertips to it, however, the design seemed to extrude. Its backing, like a hologram, it seemed to draw closer until my vision was filled with wood grain and mediocre brushstrokes. I could vaguely detect the professor speaking to me, on the very edge of hearing. By the time I realized it, I was already gone. Somewhere in Wales, July 28th, 1581. Okay, good. My volume settings are fine. Check. Just had my headset up a little louder as I was listening to the videos. And check audio quality. Anyway, Owen Somerset, a traveling merchant, was on his way back to his wife and family in London, having conducted some business dealings. Caught suddenly by a summer storm, he spied an inn by the side of the road and marveled at his good fortune. Faith is an evil storm that blights the sky tonight. Aye, I must have the Almighty on my side to find myself so close to an inn as it broke out. Aye, perhaps. The innkeeper seemed quite taciturn, but Owen was in a good mood and was determined for it not to leave him. He did not know what the viewers know, did not see that there were patterns. Patterns all over, patterns all around, patterns as if by intelligent design, over all of these years. But Owen Somerset, well, he knew that he was in a good mood, and that was what mattered. It was probably too late to continue riding even if the storm cleared. Owen decided to inquire after a room for the night. The unicorn was small but secure, constructed from a combination of stone and English oak. The only furniture in the reception room was a bar and a bench for seating. Look, bar. The encounter was plain and unadorned, stained with long-dried splashes of ale. Look, seating. Look, bench. The bench, where presumably merry guests would sit to quaff their ale, seemed surprisingly unused to Owen. Look, innkeeper. The innkeeper was stout and seemed quite young, but his eyes were haggard and sad, like those of an old man. Ask innkeeper about inn. It would have been more polite to move closer to the innkeeper to talk to him. Okay, Yahtzee. Good evening, sir. Would it be possible to secure a bed for the night? Be a wiser man than I. Go from this place and never return. What? There is a curse upon this inn. I will not have an innocent doomed to the same fate as I. Ask innkeeper about doom. Fate. Room. I have plenty of gold to pay for my board. The devil cannot be bought off, my friend. What devil? What is the nature of this curse? This inn was built by my father 20 years ago. From the wood of a fallen oak, he stumbled upon an island north of here. He noticed human bones scattered around, but did not heed them. This inn has been a curse on our bloodline ever since. Madness and death claims those who stay here. This time last year, it claimed my father. Soon I am certain it shall claim me. Why the fuck do you stay? Why are you still running an inn? Why be behind the counter? You just you zoning out? Wool gathering? Thinking about the curse? Or is this like a trap that you lure people in and then surprise? Demon. So why do you remain? I do not believe in fleeing from the mistakes of the past. If the Almighty wills that my family must pay for our errors, then this I accept. But I would not see another suffer for our sins. Leave now, before the shadows take you. Sir, I have little patience for fables, and even less for riding after sundown in the middle of a downpour. Lend me a room, and I shall take the responsibility for my own well-being. You will insist? Not only will I insist, but I will pay whatever price you ask. Whatever price you say. Go then, take the upstairs room, and if you remain by the morn, you shall pay nothing at all. All right. What a deal! Let's check on our horse. Nope. Okay. Ask innkeeper about food. About ale. Not in the mood for alcohol. Fine. Poncy-looking bastard. Look. The guest room of the unicorn was a little bare, but quite functional. 2 beds and a dresser were the only furniture. A set of stairs was the only exit. Okay, upstairs room is ours. I choose this bed. Owen lay himself down, intending only to test the bed's softness, but in his exhaustion he quickly succumbed to sleep. In the early hours of the morning, something jolted Owen from his slumber. A piercing sound? No. Piercing smell. Nothing seemed to be burning in the bedrooms. The smoke had to be coming from downstairs. That would be how that works, yes? Mm-hmm. So, sounds like the inn's on fire. Our debtors found us, and we must leave for our lives. The unicorn was small but secure. Yeah. Someone had lit a fire by the door, filling the inn with a burning smell. Put douse flames. Put out fire. Break keg over fire. Jump over fire. Use Ponzi. You. Fuck it. Use your damn half cape on it. Look sheet. The sheet was a thick, warm one, now slightly dampened by Owen's nighttime sweat, even though he didn't sleep on that bed. Take sheet. Presumably for comfort. Hug sheet. You'll never love anyone as much as bedsheet loves you. Do. Excuse me. Do. What in God's name? Oh God, it's him, the innkeeper. What kind of... Who could've... Alright, I can see that made me flinch. I knew he would know the name of the king, but... Still sudden, right? But you think about it, like, really? It just sounds so asinine to say that'd be really painful. A fucking course, Grimith. What the fuck ever? Anyway, that time last year, his father died. July 28th. 7-month, 28th day, 287. Once again I returned, disoriented from my vision. I was closing in on the source of the madness. The madness! The innkeeper had said that the wood came from a tree, on an island. Could that have been Clanbronwyn Island? Given what I was seeing, it seemed a valid, if worrying, possibility. Besides that, it seemed I had no other lead, so what would I do? I was determined not to let the trail in there. If it was just a single clue. Read note. Trilby, I know you are following a trail. Go to the room if you wish to proceed. Linkman. Victim 2, the innkeeper. Dun dun dun. Linkman's the one leaving us the notes. Oh my God. 1. The second man who desired judgment was the innkeeper, who had bought the wood of the tree, and built from it his house. The prince came to him and his guest, and he struck the innkeeper down, and the innkeeper knew the name of the king. And the prince turned to the innkeeper's guest, and he said, You I shall not let live, for once before have I made this warning, and still my soul aches with what is done to the wood that is my soul, and I will spare no man who injures me in this way. And the innkeeper's guest to the name of the king. So, some interpretive things here based on the victim notes we've gotten thus far. John Defoe is in an idol, and he's been infused with power from this prince. The idol was carved from a shipping crate, which wood came from a harpsichord, which came from a unicorn in thing, which came from a tree on this island. And every time something has happened to this wood, on the 28th of July, Prince comes and introduces these individuals to the king, which is code for death. Most likely. Great. So we need to get to the roof. The roof door we can't open. We even picked the lock. And in the world of darkness and ruin, there's a bizarre mannequin up there. Hey, a bed. A bed set at the bar, somewhat the worse for drink. He appeared to be staring fixedly at a disembodied porcelain head in front of him. He didn't need anyone to serve him, he just hopped over and got his own drink. Ask a bed about drink. What are you drinking? There's nothing here but beer and spirits, wretched filth. Go find me some wine. Some good wine. Then we'll be the very best of friends. 'Kay. Open door. Let's go find him some wine. Some very good wine so that we can be a bed's best of friends. Probably upset over me zoning out all those times, Siobhan being absent, hotel staff being gone. Where's the Antiquities Fair he planned on setting up and having a good time with? I took the wine. Perhaps this would appease the drunken professor upstairs. Gonna be his best of friends, and then I can get that head. That's probably relevant. Don't know why I felt like typing that again, but I did. Do 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 do. Oh. Oh. Professor? Professor! I took the leg with me. Professor! Yoo-hoo! Professor? Professor! Here, boy. Professor! Damn it. Where could a bed have gone? Did he go to bed? I'm done with myself. Maybe I should know the name of the king. If I learn that, that'll make everything better. Well, maybe he ended up in here. Nope. Bed's drunken misery had caused him to shift into the dark hotel. The jolly man of whom I had grown fond lay decapitated on the floor. With Siobhan's disappearance, I was now truly alone. The professor had known nothing of the horror. He was blameless and ignorant of any matter involving Defoe Manor or a cursed idol. It seemed my dark captor cared little for these facts. Why haven't you killed me too, you skinny bastard? If you can do it so easily, so quickly, why won't you face me? Are you afraid I'll kick you again? In a display of a warped sense of humor, the porcelain head was sitting where a bed's old one had been. Get ahead. I pulled the head out of the stump, trying not to think about the wet cracking noise this caused. Goodbye, bed. Well, let's see here. Just missing an arm. We found everything in the world of light and peace and tranquility. Except for the head, of course. Let's stick to scouring this world of peace and love and snuggle bunnies. Considering that the porcelain body is in this reality. So we'll eat a pill. Damn. Okay, so let's think about where things would be. Fire escape outside? Where the crowbar was? Could be something there. Do 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 do. Nope. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Could be in Siobhan's room or a bed's room. Nope. Not here. Not here either. Let's check Trilby's room, as nothing happens with those anyway. Let's check it in the world of peace and snuggles. And then we can constantly cycle through and check it in the world of darkness and chaos. Although we don't have to constantly cycle through, I can just drink my damn cola. I do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah. All right. That wasn't too bad. Sure, I took longer to do that when I last played this game. Master, Supreme, Grand Imperial, Poobah, Wizard, Epic, Mason Man, Grimith, who stupidly, while he was exalting his greatness and how awesome and wonderful he is, forgot that he needs to drink cola. So he can get up here, solve this damn puzzle. Scrub tier, Grimith. Scrub tier. Okay. Put limbs on body. Replace the left arm. Replace the right arm. Replace the left leg. I replaced the right leg. I replaced the head. The body was intact, for reasons I couldn't explain. Since that something had changed back in the real world. Oh hey, he calls it the real world too! What kind of ridiculous locking mechanism is this? I concur. Okay. It's a good thing the tall man hasn't tried to take my damn pills. Or my cola. I'm a wine. I guess it's up to me now. Drink wine. Flatter myself in that I am too much of a professional to drown my sorrows. Okay, sure. The view of the island was spectacular, but most of the roof seemed to be sectioned off by a metal fence. Just about the only feature within reach was a piece of paper held down by a stone. Looks pretty out here. Look, fence. Look, vista. Safety reasons. Whatever. Sure. Look, stone. The note seemed like another of Linkman's letters, but for some reason I felt my gaze drawn to the stone. Take stone. Glenbronwyn Island, 1501, July 28th. A sturdy tree, this. It took us from dawn to dusk, but we finally have it down. I'm tired, Father. 'Twas indeed clever of us to investigate this island, eh, boy? I have never seen such a gigantic oak, nor do I expect to again. But its wood shall keep us in the business of carpentry for years to come. Father, look at those stones. Do you think there was once a house here? It matters not. Why must you always look everywhere but at what matters? This is your... Father? Is something troubling you, Father? So I'd like to have a talk here, a moment about how these two, this duo, this pair, felled that giant tree that's thicker than... But like 37 of them? I just made up a number there, but with just his axe and a dream. I suppose human beings are incredibly ambitious. Just, like, how sharp do you think that axe is? Like, honed by the finest of whetstones, a whetstone +7. Has plus 98 against oak trees. This is a moment where, this boy's dad would say that you're focusing on the details that don't matter. Just want to keep in mind that, you know, like, where it's apparently been felled, it looks like it was stuck in a giant pencil sharpener, is, what, twice the height of what that man was? Even a tall man here, who's purportedly tall, he is slightly hunched over, though. He's having himself a good time. Can't blame him, right? Boyle could only watch, paralyzed, as the demon tore into his father. A monstrous man, tall and thin to an inhuman degree, tore at Boyle's father. Father's lifeless body was some kind of metal staff. Boyle had to do something. A small stone about the size of a fist, like a beetle, was lying near Boyle's feet. It seemed quite weighty. Grabbed stone. Are you kidding me? Take stone. Throw stone at demon. Shit, that's my fault. Thrown stone. But where am I? I must have shifted into the dark world during the vision. Trilby! Siobhan? Oh, thank God, I thought I was all alone. What happened to you? I don't know. After you knocked me out of my room, I woke up and everything was like this. The hotel's ruined. There's blood everywhere. There's an ominous, like, ruin off in the distance. I saw this horrible man. Tall, thin, long black coat. You know him? Enough to know you're lucky to be alive. He didn't notice me, so I ran up here to hide. How did she get... Exactly, Trilby. How did she? What the... Trilby, what the hell is going on? I told you what would happen if you followed me into the shadows, and it wasn't a joke about my larcenous past. This isn't your problem. Take these. What are these? Tranquilizer pills. Take one. When you calm down, the hotel will go back to normal. Won't you need them? I don't need to run away anymore. Trilby, wait! Where are you going? I know enough now. I know where the wood came from. Perhaps I can find a way to end this. So I was right. The cursed wood came from this island, but what good does that knowledge do me? Also, could I have told her about a bed? Anyway, let's just read the letter I took from under that rock. Trilby, I am very close to ending this. Meet me in the hotel basement. I must show you my discovery. I have turned the beetles into a force capable of... The other page was another of those religious papers. The Book of Victims. Victim 1, the woodcutter. 1. The first of those against whom the prince sought vengeance was the woodcutter, he who had held the axe that first felled the tree. Seriously, the fact of that... Come on, man. And it was perfectly felled so that it was just out of view? Like, so we didn't see, like, the devastation it falling would have caused to the surrounding canopy of, like, this environments? You know, these visions might not be perfect in their imaginings, and these papers could also not be perfect. It's all historical revisionism, right? Anyway. The prince came to him and his son, and he struck the woodcutter down, and the woodcutter knew the name of the king. And the prince turned to the woodcutter's son, and he said, You I shall let live, for you are young, and are of the innocent, and that you may go among your people, and tell them of what I have, and will rot. And the woodcutter's son fled, and told all of what he had seen. But the men of technology are arrogant, and his words were unheeded. Well, that sounds great. Next time we go meet Linkman in the basement and see the scarab cyclone that he's formed. Not even his final form. I'm sure. Absolutely positive. It hurts.